Hey, what's up, Granger? Here in the PAC Strapping booth. Good afternoon,
Hey, James.
Ed.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you. Hope the show's off to a good start for
Absolutely,
you so far.
Yeah.
So, plastic strapping and steel strapping, all sorts of accessories here with PAC. Why don't you walk us through it, Ed?
Let me run you through from start to finish. So,
Awesome.
PAC Strapping is a manufacturer of plastic strapping and then accessory items that go along with plastic strapping. So, I'll start with kind of accessory items. So accessory items are the things that hold strapping together, like buckles and seals, serrated seals for polyester, things like that. We make a whole grouping of corner protectors to protect your products when you're using strapping. So that's kind of the accessory part of things. And then we move into the tooling part of things, which is, the tooling is how we actually apply plastic strapping and steel strapping. So we go from your basic, we have some manual tools over here. So kind of like, this is your manual tool. So this would be something you would use manually with like a seal or a buckle to apply the strapping. So that's kind of the simplest way to do it. And then from there, we move into power tools, okay? And we have, right here we have 3 power tools displayed. These are all battery tools. And these actually, the way the battery tools work, they actually will pull tension on the strap, and then they use friction weld actually, and that friction weld creates heat, and that actually joins your pieces of strapping together.
Now, why would somebody want to use a battery power tool versus a manually operated tool?
Okay, so number of different reasons. Obviously, it's much more efficient. You're much more faster. You're not cranking it all the time. It doesn't matter who's using the tool. You're going to get the same tension all the time.
Yeah.
So it's very consistent.
Okay.
So it's faster, more consistent. You're eliminating any of those accessory items that we talked about, like buckles and seals.
Yeah.
So we're getting rid of that cost, and we're using a friction weld to do that. So, and the other thing is when we move away from the accessory products up to a friction weld, we get a better joint overall. So we're improving the overall joint of our strapping when we move to a power tool or when we're using a friction weld. So.
Awesome. Now, you have this awesome new product right here, the DSP tool. This is a hot item. You guys came out with about, what, 2 years ago?
A couple years ago, yeah.
You know, and why don't you walk through this and what makes this so special and unique?
So one of the biggest issues with power tools, power tools are great. They do a great job of applying your strap and sealing your strap. They are, they can be pricey. And so some of the issues with power tools is people drop them.
Yeah.
They are a little bit weighty, so people have the issue of having to hold that all the time.
Fatigue.
Yeah. So we came up with a dispenser where you can hang your tool, so it's not going to get dropped at all. It's on basically a tool balancer, which is 0 gravity. So you can set this to basically whatever the weight is of the tool, so it can be at your proper working height. So that's taking the weight off the operator. You're not going to drop the tool. Also prevents the tool from maybe walking away because it's attached here.
Yes.
So some of the features of that dispenser.
It also has a roll of plastic strap that you can change out, and it's quick and easy to change out too.
It's very quick. So it's actually kind of unique because it's one of the few dispensers where you actually roll this down. So it's eye to the sky at this point. You take that off, and it's very easy to change your coil, so it's not that heavy. So you take that back up.
And this is on wheels, so you can actually move it around to the job site at hand, which is a really nice feature too.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, this item isn't yet in Granger's system. We have proposed it though. We are hoping that it will be added and we'll have a Granger SKU for it soon. So in the meantime, you do have to go through Granger sourcing, but we're doing quite well with this item with Granger sourcing, correct?
Exactly, yeah. We get a lot of requests for it, and we are moving some of these dispensers too through Granger's. I'm going to hit on the most important thing, the stuff that's on the dispenser, the strapping itself, okay?
Yes.
So this is polyester strapping. So this is a very heavy duty polyester strapping. This is a 1-inch 050 polyester strapping. So, and the benefits of polyester strapping is it has a lot of it has the strength of steel strapping. It has the ability that it retains its tension very well, like steel strapping does. But it also has a lot of other benefits over steel strapping in terms of it's a much safer product to use. It's half the weight of steel strapping.
Yeah.
It's only about 50 pounds. There's no sharp edges to this.
Yep.
You know, when you cut it, you don't get the spring back effect.
So that's all stuff that I've been covering on all my district team calls I've been doing. I've been talking about polyester over steel, cost savings, safety in a big way because it's lighter than a roll of steel strapping. Also, like you said, the recoil. When you cut a steel band, you have to worry about the steel flinging through the air and somebody getting cut and injured. Less of a concern when it comes to this.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things about polyester strapping that I always like to really emphasize is its ability to sort of act like a rubber band, which steel strapping cannot do. So when you put polyester strapping very tight around your load, around your pallet, and if your load shifts at all, the polyester strapping has the ability to actually act like a rubber band and come and stay tighter on your product. So
great point.
It has that benefit too.
Yeah,
so,
that's one of my favorite points to point out too is the rubber band.
And we didn't even talk about the cost. So you're usually talking about somewhere between 30 to 50% cost savings when you move from steel strapping to plastic strapping.
So major cost savings you can provide your customers by switching from steel over to plastic.
And not only do we do polyester, but we also do polypropylene strapping. So polypropylene would be something you would see more either being used, maybe it can be used by hand for lighter duty applications, but always used in strapping machines to do bundling or closing a box or many, many different applications. So we got a box in here right now. I'll just go ahead and activate that for you. You can see that's very fast. All strapping machines, arch machines that we talk about, this is the arch right here, and this is always measured by the width and the height. So there are various arch sizes available for different strapping machines.
You guys do ones that are large enough to do pallets too, correct?
Yes, we do. We have that's basically called a pallet strapper.
Yeah.
So we have full pallet strappers that can do a number of different pallets. You know, we can do horizontal strapping. We can do some compression with pallets. So there's a number of different options with pallets. Definitely, yeah.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
And you can see too that on this one there's actually rollers on it as well, so great for conveyor belt lines to help the automation.
Yes, you can integrate this into now obviously this is gravity, but we have fully automatic versions of this where your roller is actually it's powered roller. It could be either roller or it could be a belt driven. And that is where actually you can see there's a picture of it right there, where you can integrate that with your power line, and then then you're eliminating some operators involved in the process as it's all being done automatically.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Anything else you wanted to cover real quick?
I think that's it. I think I covered most of it. Happy to be here and looking really forward to a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. PAC Strapping Products, available through Grainger. Plastic strapping, steel strapping, battery operated tools, manually operated tools, tabletop strappers, this awesome innovative new product, the DSP tool, through Grainger Sourcing. Thank you so much, Ed.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right.